Hey yo, you're vibing with Randy.
Well, since the last update, we got all the lumber done that we were supposed to do. And it was a lot of work. It took from July to the second week of September. So it was about a month and a half's worth of work. It was crazy. I did it all with an axe. You know, no tools were needed. My shoulders are larger, my arms are larger, my forearm, I got a forearm which I've never had before. So, and I also lost a little over 10 pounds. So, if you want to do something to lose weight, this is a great way to stay in shape. 100%. The toddler bed's been finished since my last video also. Here's a picture of that. So pretty much we're pretty close to being done for the winter. I've already started to install my chimney. Today actually what I'm going to be doing is making sauerkraut. It's a recipe in my wife's old book, and it's very interesting to me anyway on how it's done. You don't even have to seal the cans. You just put the vinegar and the salt and the water in there, and you put it in the cellar for so long, and then ta-da, it's done. So we're actually going to see today how that actually works out, and we'll do it together, and maybe talk here and there along the way. But technically I'm talking to myself because there's a camera here, but yeah, let's give it a shot. This here is actually what's left of the axe head. It came apart completely on the last log, ironically, and I tried to get it out of there and save it, but as you can tell, there's a split here. And it comes the other side. Even if I put an ash one in there, it's pretty much gone. I literally want to show you. Right here is how bad it got bent down from beating it with the 5-pound hammer on some of the logs. So for $32 and it being hyper tough, I think it did its job, because I got my full weeks. I got my full winter's worth of wood. Here's the wheelbarrow that we used, and the screws and everything are coming out of it, so I'm actually going to maintenance this here before I do my sauerkraut. And she is a wobbly one. Of course, it'll keep the flat tire because, well, I guess I've gotten used to it over the past couple months of it being flat. And it's got a hole in the sidewall, so I can't just fix it. I have a kitty now. It just showed up. But let's go ahead and put this back together, and then we'll go in there and get cleaned up and start the sauerkraut. A really nice thing did happen though. My son in his diaper showed up to give me a hand. Good? My wife is in here prepping the cabbage for us, getting the cores all cut out. And we're going to be starting to shred for the sauerkraut. She's also in here making muffins and bread. So she's having a lovely day. Would you say you're having a lovely day, dear?
I guess.
We're also making this, well, she made some bread there too. And I believe she sweetened it with stevia. Or something with stevia, she said.
Yep.
So,
whole wheat stevia bread.
And these are homemade cabbages that she raised in the garden. So, you're going to be getting put to use today. So now we got our grater here. We're going to use the big side of it. Looks like fine minced. Maybe I'll turn it this way and work out better. That looks a lot better. So I guess you want to turn the bigger pieces towards it. Don't go where the smaller cuts are. And then it makes bigger cuts in there. So that way everything is in order. Because it was really mincing it there for a second. No one likes minced sauerkraut. Guys, when I tell you that the struggle was real while I was doing this, it was. And this is a great way to preserve your cabbage, if you like sauerkraut, of course. I like my sauerkraut on my hot dogs, pork chops, kraut, and potatoes we eat a lot of. We also eat kibasi, potatoes, and kraut. So this will last us a very long time, what we made here. It got so real, in fact, that right around here I called for backup. If you get the bigger strands when you're doing it, it'll make it bigger instead of minced. Teaching my wife how to do cabbage is a process. Okay, I said the wrong thing. Sometimes, but not all the time, sauerkraut's got to take a back burner so you can be a dad. You ain't kidding, homie, I was there. And for this step here, we just got to take the lid off and everything. And when we put the cabbage in, we need to pack it down as tight as possible. And that way when we add the solution, it comes up over the top, because if any of the cabbage is left out, well, your jar of sauerkraut is kapooey.
It's easier.
Okay. My wife is helping me again. We're going to have a lot of sauerkraut. Nothing wrong with that. You know how much you can press down? That's crazy. I am packing it really tight, so it is secure. Mary, you think this is good? And then I can broth it up to here. That way everything is 100% brine.
Did you pack it as you were filling it too?
Heck yeah! I mean, that's one. Sometimes even us professionals have to get advice from our colleagues. The tool I'm using actually goes to our Victoria strainer. Okay, now we're going to make our brine here. It's 1 gallon of water, so we're going to put 16 cups of water into there. Okay, now that we got 16 cups of water, we need to add 1 cup of vinegar. Cup of salt. Now we're just heating this up and dissolving the salt. We're not boiling it, we just need it hot. So I would say close to boil. Well, now we got our solution nice and hot. We're going to add the solution, or the brine, into the jar.
Daddy.
I did not expect to install more brine. Hey man, what happens if only like a little bit goes in because of how compact I got it? A little bit goes in because of how compact I got it?
That's good then. Let the air bubbles keep coming up, and then if it goes down, then just put more in.
Okay. What we're going to do is just keep moving out the jars until we're sure that it's full. So we got enough into this to where it's at the top, and we're going to back it up. I wanted to keep some of this in here because you guys are going to encounter the same problems, if any problems. You can see there, I have air bubbles coming in, and it's going down to the bottom. Right here, we're going to restart the process to make sure it's 100% covered.
Damp towel or dish rag. See all that stuff on the rims? If that stays in between, it's not going to close properly. You can give the side a wipe down to make it have to. The tops is what you need. Are you going to have to burp it every so often?
Nope. Lit it and store it for a couple weeks and then be done.
Nice. This heat will make it seal.
So after you wipe off the jar, as my wife has just done, you will lid it. And then you'll store it in the cellar for a couple weeks. And it should be good to go. I did it to the recipe. I wonder how the top of it will come out. Now that goes to the cellar. Well, this is what we made today. This is our sauerkraut. And that. So now, the bad news is I did a trade with my wife where I do the dishes and she cleans up the sauerkraut mess. So, thanks for tuning in, and y'all have a great day.